Okay, let's teach you how to solo date. If the thought of solo dating makes you feel sick to your stomach, then you're in the right place. So I'm talking going to a coffee shop alone, going for a cocktail on your own, going for dinner alone. If any of those things make you feel anxious, then you're in the right place. This video is for you. And by the end of this video, you are going to feel confident enough, excited even, to take yourself out on a solo date. But before we get into it, let me introduce myself. I'm Becky, I'm 42, and I'm the founder of Solo Girling. You can find me over on Instagram at Solo Girling. It's where I give you daily inspo and ideas on solo dates and doing things by yourself. And you know what? This is for anyone. You can be in any situation. You can be married, you can be single, you can be widowed, you can be in a long distance relationship. It is never a bad thing to be confident doing things on your own. And I know that for me, it has changed the course of my life. Now, I used to be the girl who could not do things on my own. Going out for a coffee and sitting in a coffee shop on my own, I just wouldn't have done it. Going for dinner alone, it just wouldn't have happened. And now it's completely different. I take myself on solo dates all the time and I love them. For me, it all started a few years ago when I was going through a breakup and I was having therapy. Now, my therapist was a little bit scary, but she was honestly the best thing that could have ever happened to me. She told me that I had to spend the whole weekend alone, and this was unheard of for me. So I couldn't go and meet any friends for a drink or dinner or a walk. I had to just do things by myself for the whole weekend. And honestly, I thought I couldn't do it. What I thought I would do is tell the therapist I spent the weekend alone, but really go off and meet friends and do what I normally did. But after thinking about it, I did spend the weekend on my own, and it changed everything for me. And this is where solo girling first started. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to solo date, especially if you don't know where to start. We are going to go through it step by step, build from the bottom up, and by the end of it, you will be ready to solo date. I didn't just wake up one day and feel confident enough to solo date. I went through a divorce in my 30s, and this was the first time that I was really on my own. I lived alone for the first time, and there were times where I felt really lonely. And friends wouldn't always be available, especially if they were in relationships or had children. They were busy with their own lives. And if I'm being totally honest, I really didn't know how to enjoy my own company. And after doing therapy, I realized something. If I didn't learn how to do things on my own, I was always going to feel like something was missing. So I started small, and that's exactly what I'm going to teach you in this video. So first things first, let's talk about what solo dating is. Solo dating, or doing things on your own, is not sad or embarrassing. That is the first thing you need to get out of your head. You are doing things on your own because you've chosen to do things on your own, and because you like your own company. You're choosing yourself. You're doing things with intention. You're putting yourself first. You're learning to enjoy your own company, and you're the kind of woman who doesn't wait around for other people to do things. If you want to do something, you're going to go and do it. And I have to say, whenever I'm out somewhere, if I see a woman out by herself, especially if she's out having dinner and a glass of wine, I think there is nothing chicer. I want to be that woman. And once you change your mindset on this, everything else changes. So why does solo dating feel so uncomfortable at first? And let's be honest, it can feel really daunting and uncomfortable when you first start doing this, because you've got the fear of what other people are thinking of you. So you might go out thinking, oh my God, what if I bump into somebody I know? What if they feel sorry for me? Oh my God, why are they looking at me? Are they thinking, why is she on her own? But here's the truth. Nobody is thinking that as much as you are in your own head. Everyone is in their own world with their own insecurities and problems. And the discomfort and embarrassment you're feeling when you first do it is because it's new. It's not the norm for you. And it's not because you shouldn't be doing it. So let's start with the first step. And this is really important. Start small. If you go from 0 to 100 straight away, you're going to feel too overwhelmed. So let's build up. So the first thing to do is probably not book dinner in a restaurant by yourself. That would be too much. So when we're thinking about doing our first solo date, let's start really small. Something like going for a takeaway coffee, going for a walk by yourself, going to a gym class by yourself, that kind of thing. It is all about getting comfortable comfortable doing things on your own and building up. Now, this is really important as well. The pre-solo date routine. And this is something I did all the time when I first started solo dating. Honestly, it makes such a difference to how you feel. So before you go on your solo date, you really need to shift your energy. It never works if you go out with a negative mindset. Really try to not walk out of the house feeling really anxious. So here's what we're going to do instead. Whilst we're getting ready for our solo date, we are going to put on a really empowering playlist. I'm talking something like Lizzo, Beyonce, Dua Lipa, anything that makes you feel good and confident. Or you could listen to a really inspiring, motivating podcast, anything that makes you feel good. And you know what? Get ready like you're going somewhere really nice, like somebody is taking you out on a date. Dress up a little bit. Wear something that you feel really comfortable and good in. Make an effort with your hair. Do your makeup. And you know what? Stand a little bit taller. Now, you know how Beyonce has her alter ego, Sasha Fierce? You can absolutely do this before you go on a solo date. So imagine you are that confident woman who doesn't care what anybody thinks. She goes wherever she wants and confidently solo dates. You need to embody this before you're going on a solo date. And remember this as well. You are not just going out on your own because nobody is around to go out with. You are taking yourself out on a date. You choose what you get to wear. You choose where you get to go. You choose what drink to order, what food to order. You are in complete control. You're prioritizing yourself and what matters to you. And this energy is so powerful. Let's talk about where to go on your solo date. Now, this bit is the exciting bit. You get to plan wherever you want to go. Now, before I go on a solo date, I always like to really research things. So maybe it's a really nice little village. So maybe it's a really nice picturesque little village that I've never been to before. I really enjoy looking online and figuring out where I want to go when I'm there. Is it a cute little coffee shop? Is there a really nice walk by a river? Are there some really nice antique shops there that I want to go in? Really enjoy the process of figuring out where you want to go. And you know what? If you are really nervous, here's a little tip for you. Do your solo date somewhere completely new where you don't know anybody. So many girls say this to me, that they don't want a solo date in their local area because they're so worried they're going to bump into someone they know, a work colleague, a family member, an ex-boyfriend. If it makes you feel more comfortable, and it often does when you're in a new place, then pick somewhere a little bit further away. So what should you take on a solo date with you? I actually think this is really important because when you're sat there on your own, you can often feel like you need something to do. So I will often take obviously my phone with me and have a little scroll on my phone, but I don't want to be doing that for the whole time because I really want to enjoy what's going on around me and be present. I'll often take a book with me or a notepad and pen or a journal so I can write things down. If I'm having a bit of a working afternoon, I'll take my laptop with me, just something that I can do where I feel quite comfortable. Now, how do we build on our solo date? So once you've had your first solo date, obviously you can then start to build and experiment a little bit. So you might move on to sitting inside a coffee shop rather than getting a takeaway coffee. You might do a nice little brunch or lunch somewhere or go and sit and have a cocktail one afternoon. You might book a solo spa day, go to the cinema on your own. That is actually one of my favorite ones to do because I always see loads of other girls on their own. And obviously, once the lights go down, nobody can see you anyway. You might even decide to do a solo date night away. Again, one of my favorite things to do. And once you've built up your confidence, you'll find that you'll start chatting to people whilst you're out and about doing things. I have met some amazing people whilst I've been out solo dating. But you know what? Don't rush it either. Just really pace yourself. Take your time. If you get really nervous about doing a solo date and don't think you can do it, just try again the next week with something different. I think the confidence for this comes from doing it over time rather than trying to force it. So here are some things not to do when solo dating. Obviously take your phone with you, but don't just sit on your phone the whole time. I feel like that is a bit of a cop-out. And also you're not noticing what's going on around you. You're not being present. You're not going to get chatting to other people. So obviously have a little scroll if you feel really uncomfortable, but try and put it away for some of your solo dates. Don't overthink what people are thinking. Even if somebody looks at you or you think they're talking about you, please don't overthink it. They might look at you once, but they will have their own things going on. And honestly, people are so involved in themselves, they're not going to worry about what you're doing. Don't force yourself into something too big too soon. We talked about pacing yourself here. And honestly, I really think that is the key. Start small and build up. Don't cancel every time you want to go on a solo date. I've had loads of girls say to me that they have cancelled, and even I've cancelled a solo date before. But you know what? Don't let that put you off. If you cancel once, just try it again the week after when you're in a bit of a different frame of mind. And it's like with anything, practice makes perfect. Don't let feeling nervous or anxious put you off. Whenever you do something new in life, you're going to feel that way. It's completely normal. And also, that's how you know you're growing. Honestly, I promise you, there is a version of you in the future who is a confident solo dating woman. You just have to find her. This woman doesn't wait around for plans or for other people to do things. She feels completely calm on her own, and she feels confident solo dating. She enjoys her own company, and she makes an effort with herself. So I'm going to set you a little challenge for this week. You need to take yourself out on a solo date. Like I said, start small. And you know what? I would love you to come back and tell me how it went. So pop it in the comments what you're thinking your solo date is going to be for this week. And it's going to be really interesting to see what people are going to do. And if you need a little bit of inspo, you can just head over to my Insta page at Solo Girling. I give you loads of inspo and ideas on there on what to do for solo dates. And if you want to go a little bit more in depth, if you feel like you need some real guidance on this, I've got my Ultimate Solo Girling course. It's a 6-week in-depth course that will really change the way you see doing things on your own. It's the exact steps that I followed, and it has helped so many women already. So if you want to join, I will pop the link in the description below. But for now, happy solo dating.